52,000 people each and every year. So if a city like that and its population just drops off the face of the earth, imagine who some of those people are. Imagine some of those faces, some of our best and brightest, some of our most special human beings, some of the people that we care most about are more than likely going to be caught up in that number. I pulled a statistic from 2015. It said drug overdose, the leading cause of accidental death in the U.S., with 52,404 lethal drug overdoses in 2015. Opioid addiction is driving the epidemic, with 20,101 overdose deaths related to prescription pain relievers and 12,990 overdose deaths related to heroin in 2015. The numbers are frightening, absolutely. But when you dig deeper and you look further into it, say, how does this get started? Where does this come from? How does one end up addicted to heroin? Because I haven't sat in any classroom, I haven't gone to any presentation where someone gets on the microphone and says, hey, anybody want to sign up to be an addict? Raise your hand. Anybody? Anybody? No, that just doesn't happen. No one sets out looking for addiction. No one sets out looking for that kind of dark place to go to. And I found out not too long ago, I was at a recovery center with Senator Rob Portman from Ohio. 4 out of 5 heroin addicts started out with a legal prescription, started out with some kind of legal pain prescription that a healer, a medical professional, gave them. Now, I have a son who plays hockey up at the University of Maine. Big, scrapping young man, 6'3", 220 pounds. He sends me text messages, oh, Dad, my body fat is 5%. Really, son? I used to look like that once. And now, I'm still in shape. And round is a shape. Just understand that. And we have a new rule at my house because of his dieselness. There's only one man in the house allowed to have his shirt off, and that's me. Now, you keep your shirt on in my house to all your muscles. But he's not impervious to pain. He's not impervious to injury. So the last 2 years in a row, he had a labrum surgery, which is incredibly painful. And then he had what is called a Liz Frank fracture. And it's where the middle of your foot kind of twists. So how they fix it is they take a steel plate, put it on top of your foot, they drive in 2 pins and 4 screws down onto the top of your foot bone, and then they leave it there and they say, go for it. And I saw the video and I was mortified. I was like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Well, he sent me a video of it just a few weeks ago. This was this past spring. And he was getting the ice cold treatment and they were spraying it with this cold substance. And I said, whoa, my God, what has happened to your foot? He said, oh no, it feels fine. I said, well, what is that plate? He said, oh, that's the plate they put in there. It literally looks like a matchbox sticking out of the top of his foot. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, how are you dealing with the pain? And that was our question. That was our concern. My wife and I were like, okay, how much pain medicine are you giving him? And when does he need to stop? And we need to know exactly how many pills are in that bottle. So what did I do to make sure? Exactly, I said, Mrs. Hayes, get up there, make sure he's done with that pain medicine when you leave. And sure enough, she left with most of that pain medicine because we didn't want to take a chance. We did not want to take a chance that somehow, some way he would continue to abuse that medication just to get past the pain. And you hope and you pray, but again, no one says, hey, I'd love to be addicted to pain medication. That sounds awesome for this week. No one says that. No one does that. No one wants to go through that. No one with any good sense anyway. And so that was our biggest concern. Fortunately, we were able to get past that hurdle. He's back in flying colors. He's skating now on this foot, which is amazing to me. But he's doing really, really well. The other thing I saw not too long ago on the Not Fake News channel was the opportunity to order fentanyl online and have it sent directly to your doorstep with a money-back guarantee. And I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm sure you could find it on YouTube. It was on MSNBC. And they went online, they videotaped the entire transaction. And the customer service agent on the other end that was selling the fentanyl said, we're going to send you a kilo in some discreet packaging, and we guarantee it gets to you. We've got a money-back guarantee. Money-back guarantee. We guarantee it gets through customs. We guarantee it gets through your house just by the way we package it up and send it to you. It was so frightening and disturbing to me. And I couldn't believe this was on television, and I couldn't believe that the authorities were not over at MSNBC studio saying, okay, we need to know where this is, who it is, how this is happening to try to shut this down. Because that $10,000, $15,000 that they were spending, they were going to turn into $60,000 or $70,000 on the street. Not to mention the times that they mix it wrong and put too much fentanyl in it, and we lose 2, 3, 10, 12, 20 human beings, human lives. Because these guys are not chemists.